A new federal rule would ban companies from forcing non-compete agreements on employees. Experts believe non-compete agreements hurt workers by reducing their ability to switch jobs for higher pay. The rule is set to go into effect in 120 days, but legal opposition from pro-business groups could delay that. Let's bring in Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young. And Taylor, for those of us who may not be familiar with non-competes, what are they?
So a non-compete is pretty much like a legal document that an employee is given to by their employer. And this is really widespread. It is estimated that 30 million workers throughout the country have signed a non-compete clause. And what they do is prevent workers from taking a job with a rival company or starting a competing business. And there are a couple of reasons why companies enforce these clauses. So for decades, non-competes have been seen as a way to protect trade secrets, reduce worker turnover, and even protect how goods or services are produced. But now the federal government has voted to ban them completely.
It's a pretty big deal. How much of an impact would this have, and how many industries actually use non-competes?
So a lot of industries use non-competes, from big tech, from entertainment, manufacturing, sales, real estate, even the fast food industry, actually. So it's not all just high-paying jobs. And a survey by Economic Policy Institute found roughly 30% of employees required to sign a non-compete make less than $17 an hour. So really wide-ranging, and like I said, not just high-paying jobs, but really all of them.
Right. And so what's the FTC's reason for banning non-competes?
So the FTC, in their announcement that they voted to pass this ban, they called some of these non-competes exploitative. And the reason for that is that they believe that these non-competes prevent workers from changing careers, they keep wages low, and they also suppress new ideas. And I think the thought process behind that is that the FTC is talking about how these non-competes prevent workers from being able to start their own startups. So in that release talking about this ban, it actually made some major claims here. So it estimates that because of this ban, 8,500 new startups would be created within just 1 year. Earnings would increase by an average of $524 a year, and healthcare costs would decrease by up to $194 billion over the next decade.
Is this a done deal, though?
So barring court order, this ban would go into effect in August, so pretty short time. But, you know, as we kind of mentioned, there has been a lot of opposition and pushback by major pro-business groups. We've actually already seen some legal action being taken in an effort to block the ban from being finalized. And also, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has spoke out against the ban. So in a statement released within hours of the ban being announced, it said, in part, the Federal Trade Commission's decision to ban employer non-compete agreements across the economy is not only unlawful, but also a blatant power grab that will undermine American businesses' ability to remain competitive. The chamber even goes as far as saying it plans to sue the FTC to block what it calls an unlawful and unnecessary rule. So I think what we're going to see in coming days and weeks is even more lawsuits being filed. So what that means for this ban, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yep, and we'll keep track of that. Taylor, thanks.